we got a couple of questions here, and we want to find the exact value. For the one there on the left, notice that we have 2 to the 7th power, 2 is the base, so we need to rewrite the rest of the terms to have 2 as the base. Well, I do know that 8 equals 2 to what power here? We could use a calculator to figure this out by taking the logarithm of both sides. Like we could just do log 8 divided by log 2, and that would give me, if you put that in the calculator, that's going to give us 3 as the answer, but you can probably do that. 2 times 2 times 2 is 3. So let's rewrite this as 1 to the 64th to the 3n power times 2 to the 3rd is going to equal 2 to the 7th. Now, just for the moment, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 to the 3rd power. And just to get rid of some of that stuff. So when we do that, 2 to the 7th divided by 2 to the 3rd, well, of course, when we divide, we subtract the exponents, and 7 minus 3 is 4. So on the right side, we're going to have 2 to the 4th power. And on the left side, now we're just down to 1 over 64 to the 3n power. So again, we need to figure out a little side problem is 2 to what power is going to equal 64? Well, we know that, and we could just write down and go 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So that would be 6, I believe. Or again, we could just do log 64 divided by log 2 in your calculator. Sorry about the horrible handwriting. But that would give us 6 as the answer for that part. So I could rewrite this at the moment and say 1 over 2 to the 6th power to the 3n power is going to equal 2 to the 4th. Now with the property of exponents, I'm going to rewrite the 1 over 2 to the 6th, so I can rewrite this as 2 to the negative 6, and then to the 3n is going to equal 2 to the 4th power. Power to a power we multiply, so negative 6 times 3n is going to be negative 18n, so we're going to have 2 to the negative 18n equals 2 to the 4th. And we know both of the bases are now 2, so we can just write negative 18n equals 4, and then solve that. So by dividing both sides by negative 18, that's going to give us, the n is going to equal negative 4/18, or that does simplify down to be negative 2/9 as the exact answer. This next one looks a little confusing here. We got e to the 2x power minus e to the x minus 72 equals 0. If I rewrote this and just as x squared minus x minus 72, you probably would have a lot better of an idea what we need to do. You'd either think, hey, let's use the quadratic formula, or we could factor. And if we're factoring it, we want two numbers that multiply the negative 72 and to be a negative 1. And that would be a negative 9 and a positive 8. So this would factor into x minus 9 and then x plus 8. And then we would solve this. That'd be pretty easy. Property of zeros, so x equals 9, x equals negative 8. It's going to be the same idea here. So instead of the x, we're going to have e to the x power minus 9, then e to the x minus plus 8 is going to equal 0. And when we solve both of them, and again, that's just doing e to the x minus 9 equals 0, and plus 8 equals 0. So the top one, I would add 9 to both sides. That's going to give us e to the x equals 9. And the bottom one, e to the x equals negative 8. The opposite or inverse of having a base of e to the x is going to be the natural log. So if I take the natural log of both sides, this one would be, ln natural log, not equals, let's go back and delete that. It's going to be x is going to equal natural log of negative 8. That does not exist, so we can cross off that, call it an extraneous solution. And the other one, when we take the natural log on both sides, that's going to give us x equals the natural log of 9. And that is a real number, and you may want to check that answer. It is kind of neat how that works out. If you have any kind of questions, email me.